road trip, and the Warriors on a 4-game winning streak. The average margin during those 4 wins has been 19 points. Klay Thompson from the elbow. His mid-range looked really good last night. They're 5th in the league, making 39% from distance.
And they've got several players that can knock it down. And how about Thompson? Hits his first 3 tonight and his first 2 shots.
Klay's made 1. How about 2? And the 3s for Klay Thompson. He's already got 8. The rim almost hung me up. Klay, another 3. Yes, sir!
Takes a lot of pressure off Durant and Curry when he starts popping.
Elbow jumper. Make it 16 of the Warriors' 30. Just dribbles into a 3 and buries another one. 5 in the game already. Klay Thompson again. Make it 6 of 7. Matter of time. Everybody that knows the Dubs knew it. Draymond cycling around. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson again.
Oh my! He gets like that. He gets unconscious.
Klay in the corner again. 31 of the Warriors' 71 by Klay Thompson. Klay wanted that 3. Holiday was aware of it. Klay Thompson, the mid-range.
Well, Thompson and Damian Jones came together and they cracked heads.
Oh, right there. Caught the chin of Damian Jones.
Well, I don't think Klay will come out until he gets 40, and I think he has. Yes.
Klay Thompson.
He's got 41.
Okay, but he also has 11 threes, Jim. And Steph's record is 13.
Oh, that's right.
And Klay's got another one.
Well, he got his rhythm back.
Well, he's 1 away from the record. He's 1 away from the record. The NBA record is Steph's 13 threes. Catch and shoot 3. There it is. He's tied Steph. 13 threes.
Well, it's only right that Stephen got the assist to tie.
You think Klay knows he tied the record?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
For NBA history, he got it! 14 threes in a game. Has never been done until tonight. With an NBA record, 14th 3.
Now, they have a great front office, very savvy. Wiseman, and you see the effect that Steph Curry has. Wiggins is shooting from the outside. They'll probably be able to, if not turn those guys into great players, flip them into something. But Stephen A., by then, Draymond will be much older. Klay may not be exactly what he was in his very prime. Same thing with Steph. And even if they are, I have enough faith in them to think they're going to get back and win another championship. But more than that is asking almost for a dynasty again. I don't see that happening.
I do. And let me say this again. You know, I loved watching Klay give his commentary and stuff like that. He was funny. And I loved when Steph got on him, and I loved when he got on that dude I think it was for the Pistons, that stepped out of pocket. I love stuff like that. Having said all of that, I have been on the record saying that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter known to man in the history of mankind. There has never been a greater shooter. Klay Thompson is one of the top 5 shooters in the history of basketball. Klay Thompson, if he never played another game, is a Hall of Famer. Klay Thompson going to Hall of Fame. Right now, without playing another game in his career, he is a Hall of Famer right now. And when I think about the two of these guys together, the marksmen that they were. Remember, Max, weeks ago we were having a debate and we were talking about Damian Lillard, who we both love. Dame Dollar, the man, big time show against Chicago over the weekend, by the way. Dame Dollar against Steph Curry. And I talked about how Dame Dollar shot 40% from 3 last year. Steph Curry has done it for his entire career. You know who else has done it for his entire career? That would be Klay Thompson. All 8 years in the NBA, he has shot better than 40% from three-point range. He's got a 19-point career scoring average. He's averaged over 20 his last 5 years in the NBA. And by the way, Wiseman is a rookie averaging like 12 and 6. Max, he's shooting 40% from three-point range. He's hit 9 of his 22 three-pointers this year.
Wiggins is
damn. I'm just saying, damn. It's like they got a contagious effect. Kelly Oubre because he can play, but they can't get him to shoot threes, right? But other than him, I mean, my God, listen, I got news for you.
Steph creates space.
If Klay Thompson comes back healthy, and Steph Curry is healthy with Klay, and Wiseman and Draymond and them, I reserve the right to revisit this conversation about whether or not the Warriors are going to win the chip next year. I mean, immediately. Let's how
not get
elite
hysterical.
Of shooters that they are. You can't teach this. You can't make it up.
Klay is tough as nails. You know, Michael Thompson raised an old-school throwback kind of tough-as-nails two-way player. There's no doubt about it. And here's a return of an oldie, Stephen A., from, you know, a classic from my Greatest Hits Volume 1. You know who Coach Mackey at my daughter's skills development program, Steady Buckets, you know who he uses as a model to teach shooting more than anyone else by far is Klay Thompson. Klay's shot is studied by coaches teaching people how to shoot.
Warriors going to win 50 games, at the very least. The Warriors will unquestionably, we talk about the Utah Jazz being the best shooting team in the NBA. That wouldn't be the case if Klay and Steph were on the court. I promise you that much. That wouldn't happen then. You can book it. Let me tell you something right now. And by the way, this kid Wiseman, who's just a rookie, the number 2 overall pick, Jaja Pajulia and Andrew Bogut, he is not. He can actually play. I mean, not to say that they couldn't play at all, but they ain't no James Wiseman. This kid's got a tremendous upside. When I look at the team as presently constructed, if you told me that Klay Thompson comes back, but you still have a Kelly Oubre, and you still have an Andrew Wiggins, and you got a James Wiseman, and you got Pascal, and you got, you know, Draymond Green and these boys, with Steph and Klay healthy? Oh, please. You're going to the conference finals easily. And I'm telling you that right now. They understand everybody's going to come at them. When Steph is balling, it's a different game. When he's struggling a little bit, as he has over the last 7 or 8 meetings against the Los Angeles Lakers, where they've held him under 20 points, that's a different ball game. But when Klay and Steph are on the court together, this is the greatest shooting backcourt in NBA history. And Steph Curry is the greatest shooter since man was created. That's who he is. And Klay ain't that damn far behind, okay? I'm telling you right now. Klay and Steph get back together healthy, at the very least, conference finals.
They're not making the league pay when Klay gets back. That's different, Stephen A. Let's not. You're starting to move the goalposts about what make the league pay means. Like, are they going to win 50 games? Or are they going to be a tough out? For sure. Might they, if they add the right pieces, win another championship eventually? Sure. But what the Warriors were, what Steph is talking about that stretch where people want payback, they were stomping the league. Starting with that 73-win team, because even the year before when they won the title, Cleveland was going to beat them in the finals if Kyrie and Kevin Love were healthy for LeBron. I mean, they went 6 games without them. But that season, too, they were better than everyone else in the Western Conference. And then the following year, they smoked everybody else. And then they added Kevin Durant. And those days ain't coming back. I mean, if they're able to swing a move for a guy like a Durant-level player, or not that many who ever existed, right, to add to this team, okay, fine, those days can come back. But if we're just talking about the roster, more or less as is, and Klay healthy and Steph healthy, like Draymond Green is not what he once was quite. I mean, even just shooting, Stephen A., and this predates any issues with KD or Klay in terms of injuries. Draymond Green was like shooting 33, 34% from 3. Remember that one year he shot 38, 39%? He shot under 31% from 3 since then. He does not shoot from the outside. The idea that you can play 5 out with Draymond, not really, not the way it once looked like they were going to be able to. So this is a different team, and this coincides, right? No Iguodala in his prime, was a great player and a big game player. So things have really changed. Obviously no KD. Even if Klay comes back, he's coming back to a Western Conference that ain't your big brother's Western Conference. The Lakers are a powerhouse with AD. All these other teams have come up in the world. If there's no OKC like there once was, don't forget OKC took them 7 games when the Warriors had won 73 that year. Took them 7 games to Oracle in the Western Conference Finals. But look at all these teams. Denver's coming up. You mentioned Utah's coming up. The Clippers, it is a new day for the Clippers. The Lakers are the defending champs. They're never going to do to the Western Conference what they used to do. They're not making people pay like that anymore. It is a new time, Stephen A.
Well, you could say that. We don't know that definitively because, again, we'll see when Klay Thompson gets back. That's number one. Number two, the league has adjusted. What does the Utah Jazz did? After losing in the first round of Denver last year, they went out and they got some shooters, and they improved as shooters as well. Yeah, you got defense on the interior as well as on the perimeter with Gobert and Royce O'Neal. But in the end, you got guys shooting lights out, and the pickup of Bogdanovich was a big-time pickup. We recognize that. So you got people trying to emulate what the Golden State Warriors used to do. Even LeBron James, excluding the month of February, where he was god-awful from three-point range at about 16%, the bottom line is that he's been shooting better from the three than we've seen him do arguably in his entire career. So we're paying attention. But who are the originators? Who are the pioneers in a modern era when it comes to the three-point shooting artistry? That would be the Golden State Warriors. Now, in Draymond's case, he's got something to work on because what you pointed out, Max, in 2015, 2016, he shot 38% from three-point range. Since then, it's 30, 30, 28, 27, and it's now at 22.4%.
And you can't even say it's Klay's injury because it predates Klay's injury.
Well, I understand that. So that's something that's the impediment to Draymond. I think he does everything else great, but shooting the basketball definitely is not his thing. In the end, though, what I think about is the presence of Klay and Steph and what that would open up for Wiseman, what that would open up for an Oubre or Wiggins or Pascal or anybody else. I think about this shooting not just from three. I think about their shooting not just from the perimeter, but I think about what just the near perfection that they put forth from the free throw line. I'm telling you right now, Max, I would sit here and I'd have a hard time looking at the Golden State Warriors and definitively saying, ain't no way they get to the finals.
Look,
they might get to the finals next year if Klay healthy.
Let's maybe, but I don't think so. Let's go over that roster that you mentioned. Wiseman is promising. He doesn't shoot free throws great, by the way, which may be a better indicator of long-term success from three, but he's shooting better already than we thought. I like Wiseman as a piece at the five. You're right. They have not had someone like that in the past. That's an improvement. Oubre's okay. Wiggins is fine, not compared to his salary, but he could play. But back once upon a time, Stephen A., Steph and Klay were the undisputed best